how do you see this playing out when a culture starts seeing what was invisible to now what is very observable?
Yeah, so that's a great question. AI is not going to do the hard work for you, right? It's a dashboard, it's measuring things, it's giving you data, but now a human has to get involved and do something, right? And so as a leader, you can use this as a diagnostic, but it's not going to fix anything in and of itself. You have to then have leadership that looks at this data and has a game plan. So one of the things they can do is they can start designing their culture, right? We don't really think about it a lot, but you can look at the dashboard and you can see what reality is. And then you can ask yourselves, what do we want reality to be? What scores do we want to be high? Where do we want to excel? And what kind of behaviors do we need to change to make those scores go up and to the right? So you can start having honest conversations with people and say, look, this score is low. My hypothesis is it's low because of these 5 behaviors. Let's work on changing these behaviors and let's check in next month and see if that metric is still low or not, right? So you're starting to design the culture that you want to be true, but you're not just hoping it's true by creating values, right? You're actually saying, no, culture is about behavior and this score is low. So what are the finite, definite, discrete, tangible behaviors that we can start changing, which is changing how we do things around here, that's then going to show back up in the data, right? And so you can just be proactive about how you design things. As a leader of a large organization, you can see where groups need your help, right? You can see that, okay, this group is actually doing really well, but this other group over here, they need help. And again, it's not to call them out, it's to call them up. It's so you can get involved and help them understand the way you want things to be done around there, right? Maybe as a leader, what's happening on the ground is not actually what you want to be happening on the ground. And there's a disconnect there, there's a gap. So you can get involved and say, hey, this isn't how we do things around here. Because remember, I said, culture is what we allow, what we do habitually, and what we reinforce, right? And so you as a leader can get involved and say, hey, we don't allow that. We're not going to make a habit of that. And we're definitely not going to reinforce that bad behavior through incentives or other things. But a lot of times, corporations actually have incentives that create bad cultures. And so you have to make sure that your incentives are aligned with a good culture. If you have a grow at all cost culture, then that's going to be hard to do and still have some of these things like psychological safety or alignment, right? And so as a leader, it gives you a dashboard to design the culture that you want to be true. And it gives you a way to go into the parts of the organization that really need your help, to get hands on and to model for them the way you want to do things around there.